Hey everybody, welcome to the movie news roundup for February 26, 2018. First up, we have Kevin Smith tweeting out a picture of him clearly in a hospital bed at the hospital saying, "After the first show this evening, I had a massive heart attack. The doctor who saved my life told me I had 100% blockage of my LAD artery, aka the Widowmaker. If I had a canceled show 2 to go to the hospital, I would have died tonight. But for now, I'm still above ground." Wishing Kevin the best. That's scary. You know, we sometimes I think forget about the mortality of celebrities. So to have this reminder is always something shocking. Each new one, right? Especially after 2016 and 2017 had so many celebrity deaths. Always sad. Any mortality is always sad. There's a really good article by Scott Mendelson going over the Black Panther on Forbes.com, going over Black Panther's box office. The article is called Black Panther Top 700 Million with Record-Breaking Second Weekend. So it details all of that. If you're into box office numbers, that will be a great article for you. Mendelson also had another article on Forbes called "The Grim Box Office Fate of Annihilation Was an Inevitable Tragedy," which really details the history of box office performance, the current climate of box office performance, positing that Annihilation in a decade ago, 2 decades ago, would have been perfect for Hollywood. $40 million sci-fi horror with the cast that it has, an interesting premise based on an IP that has already been proven through the book sales and book popularity, critical reviews, and yet in its opening weekend did 11 million. Really sad, especially with sci-fi. Sci-fi is such a classic and beloved genre. The fact that its box office performance hasn't lived up to the fandom and critical approval of some of the films that have come out over the last 3 to 4 years, like Arrival, like Blade Runner, really strange to me. Especially with the rise of indie horror and art house horror, and how well that's been doing. This is going to be, I feel like, an issue that's talked about a lot over the next couple years. But if you want to hear more about it in the current time, Mendelson's article is really good. They dropped the trailer for Fahrenheit 451 on HBO. It has Michael B. Jordan and Michael Shannon. I'm a big Michael B. Jordan fan, have been since The Wire, Friday Night Lights, of course Black Panther and Creed, and Fruitvale Station. Okay, he did good, but the movie was just standard, right? Fahrenheit 451, I'm excited about, but also nothing in the trailer really wowed me. So a little bit more hesitant that what's delivered there will be nice, but familiar. I'm sure some people really love it, but maybe this is a case of where sci-fi is going, right? We just talked about Annihilation and the box office performance not living up to what it should be. We'll see how this goes with HBO. I mean, I'm sure the budgets were probably similar. This is another sci-fi thriller rather than sci-fi horror, but it'll be interesting to see how it performs and what return HBO gets on it. Andy Dick, who lives up to his name in so many ways, he got fired from 2 movies because he keeps licking people. So that's a thing that happens. Andy Dick licking people. They also released a trailer for Best Friends, which is the movie written by Greg Sestero of The Room fame, and it's acted. The main actors are Tommy Wiseau and Greg Sestero, which is crazy. This is their first movie together since The Room. Not directed by Tommy, unfortunately, but cinematography-wise, it looks great. In the trailer, it announces that it's 2 parts, so this looks to be a huge epic. I don't know how the acting, editing, narrative will be, but from the bit that I saw, I'm pretty excited about it. So definitely check out the trailer, see what you think. I think we're going to be in for a surprise. On Slash Film, Lindsay Romaine wrote an article, Annihilation is a reminder that Natalie Portman is one of the best actresses working today. And I do think that that's something that's probably not talked about enough, especially because Natalie Portman's been in the industry for so long, right? That sometimes I think we kind of forget how great she is. And she doesn't quite have the Meryl Streep reputation because Meryl Streep is still Meryl Streep, right? I feel like only one person at a time can wear that crown. The first paragraph, I think, captures what's so interesting about Portman. It's not a conscious effort, not some desperate act of retribution. Natalie Portman is always proving herself. It's not a conscious effort, not some desperate act of retribution. There's nothing cloying or even necessarily deliberate about her methods of reinvention, if you can even call it that. She's been a professional actress since she was 11 years old. She's a Harvard graduate, a wife and mother, an Oscar winner. Her career is peppered with both high-caliber performances and less sexy, but certainly more impressive scientific accolades. She's a woman who starred in 3 Star Wars films and penned an academic study called Frontal Lobe Activation During Object Permeance, Data from Near-Infrared Spectroscopy. And yet she still feels underappreciated, occasionally disregarded. Her new film, Annihilation, is a reminder that she's one of the finest and most interesting actresses working today. So if that sounds fascinating to you, definitely recommend looking that up on Slash Film. For classic film connoisseurs, Filmstruck just got the Warner Brothers library. So they're adding a Turner Classic Movie Select tab to Filmstruck that's going to be filled with all of the pictures from the Warner Brothers history, which is a pretty huge win for Filmstruck. They already had a lot of older international films that could be seen. They had the Criterion Collection. They brought that over from Hulu, and now they're getting Warner Brothers. That's making them like nearly a must-have for anybody that likes that style of film. I'm somebody with a subscription. I'm not somebody being sponsored by them, but hey, definitely worth looking into. And then 2 last things. One, The Hollywood Reporter has an article by Vladimir Kozlov. Russia's culture ministry sues movie theater for screening Armando Iannucci's The Death of Stalin. I guess this is more of a comedy that makes fun, that looks into the Kremlin in the wake of Stalin's death and kind of pokes fun, mocks. But Russia has deemed it like bad and not able to be seen, and this theater still showed it. Right now, they don't know if that was due to not knowing that it had been banned or was actual defiance. So this is a story that's still unfolding. I'm glad at least some people in Russia got to see it. I don't know if the movie's good or bad, but feels like something that probably deserves to be seen. Certainly doesn't seem like something that should be shut down. And I guess it's just a reminder of what kind of climate and what kind of authority governments in certain countries still have. And then the last thing is another Hollywood Reporter article by Scott Feinberg. They got the wrong envelope, the oral history of Oscar's epic Best Picture fiasco. So it goes through last year's Best Picture debacle where they announced the wrong movie and took minutes to announce the correct movie. So you're getting a lot of people that were involved or that were there just sharing their thoughts and their perspective on not just the event itself, but what led up to it, the day. So it's if you're a fan of awkward moments and getting more information on them, this is very much an enlightening and entertaining read. And I think that does it for the day. So check us out next time. And if you want to see our full in-depth writings on film, my specialty is explaining movie endings. I just put up a piece on the ending of 3 Billboards. You can go to www.filmcolossus.com and check that out. There should be a link wherever. we have a lot of great writings. If you want to make a request about what I should write about, send an email to chris@filmcolossus.com. Thanks for listening. Until next time.